Hey folks, I'm just gonna do my 90 day or 3 month milestone video. I was gonna do that whole like month of being porn sub free video yesterday, but I'll do that later today. Um, but anywho, um, so it's been 3 months. It's hard to believe actually, given that struggle so much with this. I remember back in the day I was watching Ex Nostradamus' videos. He's done like two 90-day cycles. One he did on his Truth of YouTube channel, then the other he did on the Ex Nostradamus channel, so he had two of them. And I was following, that's really got me onto, I think it was onto Nofap in general. I mean, I heard about it, but it really got me onto that and got me into this whole, like, um, doing it in a really organized and recorded manner, like vlogging or keeping a journal online. I was watching his stuff, but um, it's hard to believe I actually got into 90 days. And I just want to talk about some of the things that have changed because a lot of people they talk about benefits and withdrawal symptoms and that sort of thing, but for me the things that have changed in the positive sense, I've gained a lot more mental clarity. My ability to focus has gone up again from the past. Social anxiety has gone down. I still do have some of that, but that's mostly because of an experience where I was robbed at gunpoint, and on top of that, some of the family issues and that sort of thing. So I mean, I do still have some of it, but it's gone down significantly. Um, I have a greater sense of or level of self-understanding, in part because in order for me to get this far, I had to actually ask myself the question of why the heck am I doing PMO, especially at this age. Why am I keep on doing this? Because it's gone beyond just being a teen or a 20 something year old who's bored or horny. I mean, you get to this age and you're still doing that stuff, there's obviously underlying issues, and so I have contended with them, resolved some of them, and so because of that, I've gained a greater self understanding, and hence why I've been able to make so much progress. My motivation has gone up. I do have my sense of purpose back, particularly relating to like dreams I had as a kid. Some of that did start to come back in like 2004, late 2014, early 2015, but it's really taken until now, getting on this no fat path and really taking all that time and energy and um, really making that effort to get to the root of things, to bring that back and to clear out that space in my mind, so to speak. I'm a heck of a lot more mentally or emotionally balanced at this point. It's not that I don't get anxious at times, or I don't have like emotional downturns or sadness or frustrations, but it's a heck of a lot less, than it was before. And I really do feel a sense of freedom in many ways because I think I think really like the PMO addiction really fed into this whole sort of like being enslaved to getting validation from other people. Like that a girl had to like me like that, or I had to, get in this relationship. I had to have all those things going, and I had to be essentially told in one way or another that I'm okay, that I'm good, that I'm good enough, that I'm attractive, desirable, all those sort of things, that I'm successful, that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm where I'm supposed to be. And one of my biggest struggles as a waiting until marriage person has been this whole porn thing, because it's one thing to say like no to the literal, sex act or getting into relationships or being on your own. It's easy in the sense to say no to that, insofar as you remove yourself from situations where you might have peer pressure on you, and you start to associate with people who share your values, or maybe you just learn to be on your own. But the desire is still there, and when you have internet access, especially, um, you can get your hands on pornography very easily, and it's like you're scratching that itch, so to speak. You're trying to take that edge off of that desire, but you're still feeding it, and you're still enslaved to it. And in order to really truly practice the celibate lifestyle, at least until marriage, it has to be more than just physical celibacy, which is where you're just not having sex, but it has to be like also mentally speaking, as far as I'm concerned, and really being able to get into that state of mind, that mental emotional state where I'm truly at peace, where I'm truly content with not having it, you know, and not having that kind of a relationship. You know, like I have a girlfriend right now, it's long distance, so obviously, you know, that's not in the picture. And it's like, okay, how do I become okay with that? Well, Nofap has helped with that immensely, especially with the last month. So those are the positive things. I will say that when I started off on this, there was a lot of anxiety and stress and that kind of stuff, but I feel that's really just life as it is, and whatever you're getting stressed out about, whether it's stuff that's in your mind, past experiences, or it's like expectations you have of yourself that you're not meeting, or expectations other people have of you that you're not meeting, and you're worried about that. You're worried about consequences of your actions, whether you know, do well in this exam, or you get to work on time, don't get fired, don't get kicked out of school, whatever it may be. Um, those things are going to be there. That's life, you know. And you can contend with them, you can overcome them, you can do something about them, you can change your life, you can change, you know, to a certain extent, you can change your little corner of the world, and those things will go away, you know, or they will decrease, but um, watching porn, fapping, smoking, drugs, alcohol, all that stuff isn't going to get rid of it. All that stuff isn't going to do a dang thing about it. And I've had to get to the point of actually doing the work, you know, because I've had this escapist mentality, and the PMO just really took off with that, and just, you know, took it out of control in a lot of ways. And once I got to the point where I decided I'm going to take responsibility for my life, responsibility for this whole PMO problem, and actually resolve it and get to the root of it, then things started to change. So that's, you know, how NoFap has affected things a lot. But I had to say that, you know, getting to the 90 days, and I know I have to get like through 60 more days to be on, like, you know, 90 days of hard mode, fully there. But no FAP, no PMO, all of that. That's only the tip of the iceberg, really. It's like I just started the work. You know, I've started the work finally in my life, in a sense. And what little I have done, I'm seeing massive amounts of change. So it's kind of like, well, what if I continue this process of not only confronting underlying issues I have and resolving them, but actually getting certain things done, you know, academically speaking, financially speaking, relationship wise, even in terms of physical fitness, and so on, you know, and actually do the work. What kind of change am I going to see when I've seen the kind of change I've seen by just doing this series of videos, and discussing underlying issues I've had, stuff that wasn't resolved, bad experiences I had, bad feelings I have, you know, the anxiety, the depression or sadness, all that kind of stuff. So I know that I'm going to have to continue this self work, and that I'm a work in progress, and that's probably what you many ways, you know, can expect from the NoFap journey. It teaches you how to change yourself and change your life, but it also reveals to you the fact that, you know, until the day that you die, you're a work in progress, and you have to keep at it, you know, bit by bit by bit, day by day, learning new things, applying that knowledge, being scientific about it so that you can gauge whether or not, you know, this little life hack over here or that life hack over there is actually going to really, you know, be a life hack, and you know, modify your life in a good sense, you know. Like when people try out different diets, they try out different exercise routines, you know, you got to be scientific about it. So, yeah, that's the day 90 update, day 90 milestone video, and let's see, I don't have class this evening because I already have a take-home midterm, so probably sometime this evening, I'm hoping, I will do that month-long, you know, milestone video for being porn-free and porn-sub-free, because that has been one of the big things that's really taken the NoFap and made it really, like, it's magnified it, you know, it's taken it, you know, tenfold, hundredfold, what have you. So yeah, hopefully I've spoken clearly enough in this video, and hopefully the lighting's been good enough, and so on. Other than what I've said, maybe I'll do a little bit longer of a video today, continuing this. So cover the milestone, 90-day milestone, maybe a few tips and tricks. Yeah, I wrote up a few things, but I didn't really yeah. So other than that, some of the things that have helped me are the obvious things like cold showers and cardio, but the biggest thing has been asking those difficult questions about why I'm doing this and admitting to myself that this is just a coping mechanism to deal with negative emotions, negative experiences I've had, and especially when like there was sort of a one-to-one correspondence between a recent experience and a past experience, and I would just go and do the fapping because that was my way of escaping from the anxiety, the depression, what have you. And really realizing that any sort of thought or instigation from the lower brain, that lower section of my brain to go fap was just that part of me not being able to deal with the anxiety, deal with the feelings, the negative feelings, and wanting to sort of, in a sense, start a fire to get attention, and then have the firefighter part of myself go to work to put out the fire through the use of PMO. So, I think that if you're going to want to be really successful in this, you're going to have to be willing to get uncomfortable and ask yourself those tough questions, because one thing I don't think I'll forget, or maybe I hope I won't forget, but every time I would relapse, and you see like some of my earliest videos, like I have like 3 or 4 videos I upload on the same day. Part of that was due to having a limited recording ability on my phone, but the biggest thing was that I was sitting there going, why the heck am I doing this? In the long run, after a few moments of pleasure, it makes me feel like crap. Why am I doing this, And one of the books that I read over this period, which I made a point to get, was The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And honestly, like, having read that book and learned about the habit loop, it was obvious that afterwards that I felt that I was getting some reward from the PMO, and I had to kind of hack that habit loop and find other things to get rewards from. Basically, other things that were not PMO that were also bringing all sorts of benefit to me, and perhaps trying to rewire my brain to associate things like studying and reading and other stuff that I needed to do to begin with, just to, like, let's say, get decent grades, to not get kicked out of school, stuff like that, to get my degree finally. I had to rewire my brain so that I would do those things with the expectation of getting a reward, and maybe I would reward myself afterwards with, something non-PMO related, basically. So those are some of the big things that I've done I would say big in the sense that they've had the most effect in this 90 days. So I will try and title this video properly and put a decent description on it, because I got through the whole milestone thing and then I thought, well, why not throw some tips in there? So that second half wasn't as well organized, but anywho, yeah, I think that's finally it. So, thanks for watching my videos. I hope that this one in particular helps. Given that, I finally got into 90 days, so, yeah. And maybe some of those tips and tricks will help. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. You can stay tuned for that next video, the 30 days being porn free and porn sub free. I will get that out this evening. So, thanks, and bye.